Hello, everybody. So this past week, I got to be a part of the Daniel fasting, and yeah, it this experience was probably um, pretty profound, actually. I kind of went into it kind of normal as before. I've done fasting and I've done relay prayers like this, but this one really impacted me because there was a lot of just wisdom that I feel like God has really taught me through this experience. And there was also a lot of conviction that came in realizing where my life is currently and where God wants me. And there was a lot of like revelations of how much God really does love us. And I have to say, the beginning of the fasting started as normal as before and felt very strong, very confident. But then, as soon as my family made a week long menu of delicious foods that I couldn't eat for a week, was probably one of the worst timings to do a fasting. I mean, they made jjajangmyeon, they made noodles, they made fried rice, they grilled pork belly in front of me. They had just so much food. And at first, it was difficult. Being in that kind of temptation, the only thing I could think about was, oh my gosh, like I want some meat right now. Because all I was eating was just sweet potatoes because I didn't even go to the market to go get groceries or anything. I just ate whatever was in the fridge, and that was honestly just a lot of sweet potatoes. um, but what was amazing for me was just it was just a random, I guess, epiphany that man, like I think so much about food more than I really think I do. um, and how much I take it for granted, how blessed I am to be in a place where I can choose what I can eat. You know, I can decide if I don't like a certain type of food, then I can choose to eat something else. Um, and on top of that, my hunger is so easily satiated because I choose to fulfill my hunger. If I get hungry or if I get thirsty, it's easy to just go to the fridge. If I get hungry, I don't want to be hungry for that long, so I want to feed myself as soon as possible. But the conviction really came from realizing, what am I doing for my hunger for God? What am I doing for my thirst for God? When I feel hungry for God, do I have that feeling that it's such a necessity in my life that I need to fulfill that craving? And that's where my conviction really came this week of like I didn't, you know, even in the beginning when I was trying to focus more on God, I realized for the first few couple days I was still focused on just the food aspect. And and when I finally switched my mentality and my heart towards God and trying to fulfill that hunger rather than my own hunger, the rest of the week was actually very easy. There were multiple days where I would just go without eating because I just wasn't hungry, and that was amazing. And just seeing all the fruits that God provided, even in just that short amount of days, like I spent a lot of time fixing up our house because my dad and I just wanted to fix up the house for my mom. And normally, that kind of thing would always frustrate me, but I was more than willing to. And I spent like many days just fixing up their bathroom, and it was just a joy to see my mom and my dad just happy in that way. And what was even more amazing was, surprisingly, that was an opportunity for me to connect with my dad and talk about faith within our family. You know, how we should stay a God-centered family, which 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 has a lot of background that I don't really have time to go into right now. But it's just an amazing opportunity that came. And also, my older brother, who's in Philadelphia right now, he called and just randomly was telling me about a memory that he used to have of me and him, uh, and how he was struggling in his faith, and then I really helped him in one moment. And it was just totally random when he brought that up, and I was like, wow, like I had no idea that made that big of an impact. And then I had another friend also text me about um, hardships that he's going through, but how he just thanked me for always just trying to push him towards God. And it and it was just amazing because it was just so uplifting, because for the past couple of weeks I felt like my faith with God was stagnant for a while, but then God was just there to reaffirm to me, like what I have in plan for you, like, is so great. Like God wants us to do so much in his name, and and there's so many opportunities for us to do just that. And um, yeah, that's kind of the inspiration, and that's kind of um, the revival, I guess, that I kind of went through in order for God to really convict my heart to have a God-centered mindset in all that I do.